Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. The League of Legends Grand Finals for IPL 3 Origins. Coming up soon. We are on apparently the main stream. We're up in front of the CMAX. I'm waving my hands as though I'm there. It's over that way or something. But you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. You guys in the other crowd that can hopefully hear me. You guys are awesome. You guys at home, also, actually doubly awesome, I'm just going to say, just because I'm going to
joining us for the entire
alienate
weekend.
Everyone in front of me who could beat me up. Yeah, thank you. You guys are triply awesome. That's what I meant. Yay! Everyone wins.
That's how it happens. All right.
Rivington is quadruply awesome.
Yes.
The third.
Triply awesome. Sorry, it's the third.
Oh, I guess.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Darn it.
So we are into our final match. Dignitas doing a great job this weekend. Epik finally losing a game there. Had to be against Solo Mid. They got one loss, but they were able to come back with two consecutive. Dignitas without a loss on the weekend, I believe. So we are going to see if they can come up big on that.
Yep. So it is time to go, though. The players are ready to start. I said, let's go. So rock'em sock'em is what I'm going to say. And I think that's going to be the sign that they know that it's time to play. Yeah. So apparently, yes, Scar is like triple checking, and I actually misspelled the word yes, because that's really hard to do on keyboards, I hear. And yes, now we go. We are into the game, and it is champion select, Dignitas Skara. First pick, first ban for that team. Dignitas going to be blue team, Epik going to be purple team, and Soraka the ban against Epik, because yeah, that win, pretty good Soraka player. Instant ban, Zillion, Yorick, Epik's ban again. Let's see what they want to do.
Bans right here, definitely focused and targeted bans coming out.
I wonder if Talon's going to drop out here or not.
Not sure.
Because Skara played those assassins very, very well in the games prior with Talon and with Akali, so we'll see if they do much else here. Kog'Maw, the ban out, has been a very, very highly contended range DPS pick. Heimerdinger, that's the ban against Epik. Yeah, well, you know what's going to happen. They're not going to make the same mistake.
Yeah, they said it on stage. They're like, yeah, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, let's be fair. That's going to be an auto ban every time. But Lee Sin's still in the pool, and so are a couple of other champions. And Akali is banned out.
No Skara there.
Talon is available there.
Talon's available. Yep. Lee Sin is still available. All the top jugglers are still available. And Trundle.
I think they go for Trundle.
Poke game?
I'm surprised not Morgana first pick.
Poke game?
But Morgana's poke game too.
She is poke game, but we'll have to see what Epik goes for. They haven't really been playing that style.
Let's see. A lot of interesting choices available here. Dyrus could take Singed. Could always have that available.
Definitely taking their time. I think they were thrown off by a Trundle first pick. They really want to get the champions that they can get while countering Dignitas, and obviously that's a given. But they don't want to choose something and give Dignitas the champion.
Those are good picks. I expect the Caitlyn is a really good choice there. I'm also surprised that the Trundle pick, because Jat is actually known for the Udyr play that he has, but. Leaving that one in. Actually, I mean, it could still be a solo top Udyr from someone, but we have Morgana in still, and I would be surprised to not see her picked here. I think she fits into pretty much every comp that you can imagine, and is a strong laner, and does a lot of other really good things. Locust could be taking that Sona. Yep, indeed it is. Soraka is out, so the only real sustaining support left between Sona and Taric. And of course, Taric, Caitlyn, rather scary lane. Cicero could grab. I mean, I'm still going for that Morgana. Range DPS is available. It's Ezreal. Ezreal's a safe pick there against the possible Taric Caitlyn.
And grab that for Cutie Pie. Yeah,
and it's weird because they're sort of picking roles that aren't that contested. Like Trundle gets picked and he takes Nocturne anyway, even though it's not going to be another jungle pick. Takes Caitlyn, grabs Ezreal fast anyway, and it is Kate Taric. First time we're seeing the fabulous Gem Knight make his way onto the fields of justice. And it is that Taric Kate bottom lane, very scary. It's going to be duoing up against Sona Ezreal most likely. And there is the Talon actually grabbed.
That's a lot of damage.
And that, I mean, that could be Westrice. They could actually, because Dyrus does play ranged AD, and they could have Westrice take, just because I think, because Westrice plays a lot of Akali, it seems like Talon is an obvious sort of segue for him. I don't know if, I mean, they're letting Dyrus play champions for the first time ever already today, so maybe he'll take Talon. I just actually don't know if Dyrus plays like assassins. He seems to play like more tanky guys.
This is true. If you weren't joining us last game, Dyrus went ahead and jungled Gangplank for pretty much the first time and got his build from solo mid. So as you said, solo mid beat themselves.
Yep, and again, the Sona pick, of course, is not a heavy babysitter. It's a sustained but not a clutch support like Soraka and Janna. Oh, Losisra are going to be on Pantheon. That'll be interesting.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Pulling out all the stops.
But yeah, with Talon Nocturne, you can really dive onto someone. And
there's Cicero.
Wait, but Cicero plays. Well, I'm confused now. Because who's playing what? I guess Skara.
Jarvis, yeah, Skara could play that. Cicero's gonna get Rise. Obviously, there we go. All right,
Shen.
Little shift around.
All right. Interesting. And that is still the Rise. That's going to be Losi, and I guess it's going to be Skara on Shen. Seems likely. Vega, Urgot, or Trollin. All right, and Sion.
Wow, awesome.
Interesting.
That is a heavy stun team. Dazzle and Sion stun.
Dyra solo top, Sion. Dandin jungling Nocturne. That win, of course, the support. Crumbs is actually going to be the one who's taking Talon. Westrice on a similar pick there. So
they're going to be sending Talon mid?
Still. Yeah, Talon's a good mid.
Talon mid, yep.
Talon's actually a good mid. It's actually picked as a counter lane.
What? Skara on right. Whoa,
no.
Okay. Double switch. Skara going top, so he's going to be verse, I believe. That's going to be Dyrus, yep. Be able to shield away most of that that gaze.
Talon Rise, I feel like that's in Rise's favor. That 1 second silence is going to come in. This Rise is going to be like, and burst combo. But we saw that earlier, though. We saw actually that Skara versus... I think it was Curse, right? It was Dignitas Curse, where Skara was solo top as Talon against the Curse player playing the Rise, and it actually went fine. Skara actually managed to last it quite well. So we're not going to see if Crumbs can do that. I just do not know his prowess with Talon at all. I don't have a good handle on Crumbs as a player, so we'll see if he does well here. That's going to be very interesting. It's actually very, very melee heavy. The only ranged one here is Caitlyn. Whereas only double melee here for the blue team of Dignitas.
And one thing to really watch for right off the bat is when Dragon begins to spawn, and after that, Dignitas is going to be shifting in the entire map, and you'll start to see that right away. Mid starts to shift down, top lane will go to mid. They kind of hold that for a few seconds, but that's the prequel 20 seconds to when Dragon comes up. So they prepare for these situations to happen. We heard Elements talking about that just a few seconds ago on the panel with me and Trieskimo, that their timing is absolutely ridiculous. In League of Legends, a game of seconds, that's really going to give you an advantage. 15 of those until we get into our final matchup, this best of 3 here. IPL 3 Origins, bringing you League of Legends on your Saturday and Sunday with amazing StarCraft matches in between all the way since Thursday. Just dishing out the amazing video game content for all of you at home and all of you that came and hang out with us.
You got it
Bally's
eventually.
Casino and Resort. Yeah, it's a mouthful. You just got to get the right ones out in the right order. So here we are. We can see now the summoner spells are out. We do have the teleports on the top lanes. Pretty regular there. We are going to have the junglers with Smite. Go figure.
Yeah, right.
It happens. Yeah. It happens.
Ignites in the solo
Your
mids.
supports have clairvoyance.
Exhausted the AD.
Crazy world.
Exactly mirrored summoner spells. And very interesting lineups, though, here on both sides. The AoE ability here from Epik is actually quite strong. You've got a big, heavy burst from Talon and from Taric and from Sion. Nocturne and Kate going to be throwing out that consistent AD. And they've got a little bit of assassin availability here. I mean, Sion can jump in there, can flash burst with the shield and the stun. Nocturne, of course, the ult. Talon as well, getting a lot of that in there. Westrice going to be pretty safe. I mean, no one can really dive Westrice that hard. Jack can try, but he's going to take a net to the face. Cutie Pie, actually pretty safe champion as well. So we're going to see if anyone actually is going to die here, because Cutie Pie can play really safe, and Locicero is going to build a little bit tanky, as Rise tends to do. So the assassin comp might not work all that well here. They've got a nice kind of beefy team here on the blue team.
Skara is going to be able to focus a lot on just AD and building that, or building mitigation for that, the armor. But he's going to have to be very careful because that Nocturne ulti onto somebody is going to be complemented by Talon also doing his flash onto someone.
Yeah.
So if he can taunt into that group, grab both Nocturne and Talon, he can definitely stop a fight from happening. So Skara is going to be looking to do that quite a bit, hopefully, and really save his team with that stand united into a quick taunt as a Shen would do.
But now that we are into the game, if you guys want to cheer for the blue team, for Dignitas, let me hear you guys in the crowd. Let me hear you at home. Give it up. And if you guys are cheering for Epik Gamer, the purple team, spawned in the top right, at home or in person, let me hear you guys. Quite the bigger crowd for these guys.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what they can do. An amazing level 1 team here on Epic's side. If Dignitas tries to do anything, they will be crazy. There's so many stuns, the dazzle into the gaze from Dyrus, and they're just on such low cooldown, they'll be able to do it over and over again with the consistency if they can keep that fight going. Looks like they're going to mirror each other, either side of the jungle there, but it looks like they may go for the bushwhack on the bottom. And recently, people have not been filtering down to bottom from that top lane when they're or from the mid lane when they're assisting blue. They've been going all the way down to the base and around, because this is such a common thing to do now, is block off that path for the AD and the support as they go to their lane. 2 free easy kills.
Yes, indeed. And Epik definitely being the invaders here. They're pinging up to the left-hand side. They want to catch someone. Sona is being the smart.
She went all the way into base.
Yep, that's a smart way to do it. When you don't know where your opponents are, you do want to play like that. And they're waiting here. Will Ezreal take the wrong path? Nope, he will go the correct way, and he will be safe. They could all flash the wall and kill him. They clairvoyance the bait. He actually cued the brush. Do you see that? Actually, or not the brush, but the fog of war. He's like, they might have all flashed up there. I mean, knowing Epik, they probably would do that. Like, let's be fair. They would all, like, flash right here and just be like, surprise! Kill Ezreal.
There it is, CV out. They do see that they're over there, and it looks like they're going to steal the Wraiths. They're going to get all of them here. They should leave at least one. That's going to hurt them a little bit more because the Wraiths would respawn if they were to take them all. And it looks like they will. Go ahead and grab it. And they're going to go for red, too. Oh, wow.
That's
already
smart.
Starting the mind games on to Dignitas. Very well played by Epik. They're going to be able to do this without any opposition.
And Caitlyn with red's going to be a very scary lane. Kate Turk plus red buff. Dara's going to recall, has his stun back up off of cooldown.
A little early word there from Nat, but yeah. After they notice that the red is gone, that's a very smart play. They will be coming down for that early gank.
Okay, they're going to put that on down. You can see Trundle does have blue, going to finish off that camp. Darius does teleport back to the lane. He's going to be fighting against Skara. And we did see this earlier, actually, this sort of, we saw before a Lichbane Ryleigh's Shen build. I forget if it was Skara. I don't think it was. But we have seen interesting builds from Shen so far.
Yeah, going for that new AP ratio, or not new AP ratio, but the upped is really helping the Shen builds up. And a lot of people are playing him in these top-level games. Quite a viable character now, and especially with his ultimate being global, it's just a great utility to have. We're going to see Talon, as we said, versus Cicero in mid. That's Crumbs versus Cicero. Just trying to trade some damage there. Nice job by both. Crumbs knew he was taking some damage, so he wanted to punish back. Looks like he has a little bit more health, though, so in a face-to-face fight, if that Room Prism is too close after the Shun Po, if you will, onto the Cicero, it could be bad news bears for him.
Yep. So Darius soloing top. He has an AP build so far. Open with the Doran's Ring, has AP Quince, AP per level blues, but AD Sion is also a real thing, and he could go kind of hybridy or something, but I mean, Sion is a really good bruiser here if he wants to play him as you know, a singed type champion. Could work really, really well for him. Right now, though, just good juggling from Dan Din, level 3.5. Jat has already recalled, has blue buff, more potions and boots. I think Dan, though, yeah, just barely 3, actually, not much XP above it. Jat actually about a quarter of a level, so a little bit more XP here. Of course, the red buff has been stolen, and that's just super powerful. You can see the bottom lane. Kind of scary. Cutie Pie's taking some damage, and Westrice full health. Yeah,
and obviously, by now, Westrice, or not Westrice, rather, it's going to be Jat, knowing that Westrice grabbed his red. And he obviously went back to buy boots quite early, now going for the Wraith camp as that was taken as well. And he's kind of not in a terrible position, but a little farther behind than where he would like to be. We have Dan Din heading back into the jungle. Looks like he's going to grab up on his buffs and do what he can to get out into the lane to gank. We usually have seen a little bit of action from the jungler by now in these games, but it looks like they're being pretty quiet on the home front, and they're just going to leave it up to the lanes to really get the push on and do the damage and put him in that position.
Darius meanwhile just killing these minions so incredibly fast. Has 2 points in that shield, is going to recall for items. Let's see what he has enough money for. Actually going to get pushed back, but he would otherwise have enough money, 700 gold for boots. And really not much else. What? Killing off minions. Oh, here comes Trundle. Jat in there. Darius not in good shape. Will flash. Shield not going to come up because he stuns Jat instead and gets out. So the flash has been burned. 3.5 minutes on that cooldown. Jat's going to make his way out.
Very nice try there. Looks like Talon getting pretty aggressive, but he's kind of just hugging that line. You see a champion go horizontal to the other champion in lane. It usually means they're about to start attacking. You got to play very cautiously. You can see there aren't many minions there for Ryze, so that makes Crumb a little more happy to be attacking at that point. He's not going to take as much damage from the minions, and he'll be able to get out really by the skin of his teeth if that fight were to go down, which is exactly what he wants.
Let's see, yep. Talon moving back and forth.
Oh.
Still okay. What's the ooh?
Oh, I just saw Jack coming down, but it looks like Talon had already left that. Wow, they're coming up behind this one big time. Jat is going to go from, or Crumbs rather, is going to go from the backside. They have pushed up all the way to the bush, and they have a ward in there, so they know exactly where they are. They're going to be able to get the initiation on this. Somebody is at least getting dazzled. Tarek throwing it out, but he got a huge shift and flash in. Very nice job there, both staying alive. Ezreal forced to expend Flash and Arcane Shift to get out of that one, but it's exactly what he needed to do. That would have been first blood for sure.
Yeah, and Talon's going to make his way back across the map towards mid. Well-timed jumps, but now there's no one in the lane for Dignitas, so this could be a really good push here for Epik if they wanted to sort of just auto-farm and kind of just shove the waves down. They could get onto that turret and do a couple hundred points of damage. both of them making the return. No major items for either of these champions. Boots and a second Doran's Blade, the only grabs here.
Wow,
Crumb's getting hit pretty hard now by Cicero.
Yeah, Dan Din making a little bit of an appearance in middle. Cicero was able to back off before taking damage. There's one, gets the fear, but he's going to be able to break that. And looks like it's going to be a back by Crumbs. We'll see how much money he has and if he's even bought yet. Crumbs only with boots. Looks like he's going to pick up a Doran's Blade. That's going to really help him. And it looks like he's going to be building a Brutalizer right after that as he goes for the longsword. So he's really wanting that armor pen plus cooldowns early in the game. Like I said, you don't really need to build damage right away if you can get the cooldowns first. You just do more damage.
Yep, well done here. Dyrus now level 6. Has a point in that ultimate. Scar heading back on over. Yeah, that bottom lane pressure actually non-existent now as they both recalled, and now Cutie Pie and Locust going to try to farm at their turret. Cutie Pie missing a couple of last hits there. There we go, got some gold back. Level 5 now in Ezreal. It's pretty high up for a duo lane.
Oh, wow. Cicero taking about 250 health from a Q of Crumbs. That's definitely going to hurt, and he doesn't have much mana left. I don't believe he has a tier. He has not gone back yet. So he is really going to be hurting in lane for that mana regen right now. Talon's going to have a good push here, yep.
I don't think Crumbs can dive him. There's not enough damage output there. He's got 700 health. But doing some good damage there is Crumbs going to take down these minions. There's the rate coming out. And actually, yeah, Jat takes over the waves, so he's going to make sure he gets all that gold, or at least all the experience, maybe all the gold, depends on how well he lasts hits a turret. But Crumbs going to just crush down on these minions. Another rate comes out. Actually, some burst damage coming out. But he's got to be a little bit afraid. Jat's getting low, but Crumbs might die to the turret. What?
Oh, wow.
That would have been a really bad first blood. that would have been Big Fat GG style, like dive the turret, get flung by Singed first blood.
What do you mean? Singed fling is friendship.
Yes. He hugged him and then dropped him behind him. Very close there.
Nat and Westrice down bottom. That Taric and Caitlyn combo, absolutely just very scary. A dazzle into a trap, into the Q. It's really not much you can do. You're going to take about 600 damage right there, and not many people have 600 HP right now, especially Locust. He is sitting at 660, and that's going to be an Ignite just to take him out right after. So pretty simple. We're going to see it is Dan Din backing in the jungle. He has gone through and finished once again. Looks like Jat is now going to the bottom part to start that up. He has Wraiths all the way down to his Golems in red, so that'll be nice. It is CV'd, though, and he just walked into that area. We'll have to see if anybody from Epik starts to creep that way. Dragon is up. And I remember I said, watch Dignitas on their movement, but it doesn't look, oh, well, no, there goes the Cicero.
Yep, could be a Dragon attempt. Certainly they do have...
setting up for Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, Scar does have, both Teleport and his ultimate up, so they could really do this. He's going to push around Crumbs a little bit. Minions have taken some damage there. Who knows?
Looks like Nocturne may make his way out as well. He does have red buff, should be able to take that. Going for the white. Is that in range for him? Yes, it is, just in the outside of that pink. Very nice placement there.
Let's see the Cicero. Yep, continuing the last hit. These minions doing a good job here. Of course, has a Catalyst, but not a Tear of the Goddess, which is interesting. Slightly a different build there. Not rushing the Tear, instead going for the Sustain. Sion at the top. Has another point in that stun, so going full AP Sion. 3 Doran's Rings now. Pretty good amount of AP on him. Look at that shield hitting for 327. Not even maxed yet. The stun for about 200 as well, so really heavy burst damage here from Dyrus. Could be extremely powerful. We've not seen Sion be played, I think, yet in this tournament.
Nope. We have not. This is also our first Shen, and I believe Taric, nobody really brought him out into the gameplay, so we'll see if it proves useful. His ulti been upped a little bit, also really helping out AP and not just AD now. So he is definitely going to help, especially Caitlyn, Talon, actually everybody. They have so much AD, and then the AP for Dyrus. So it's such a great team comp, very complementary in the team fight. And now that Taric can do his own damage as well with that ulti, there's going to be a lot of front-end bursts coming out there. And we see a little bit of an invasion here. It looks like Jat kind of going over to push up that the blue. Couldn't really get to it, though. The CV was down, not enough abilities to grab it. Oh, they fired off. Ezreal ulti just going a little too slow to get there. And it looks like they could have a tussle for Dragon here. They're kind of hovering around it somewhat. Epik has at least 2 members by that blue still. One is actually back, so it looks like they're just going to go to their lanes and continue that laning phase.
Dara's still going to farm up. He's got, might have enough AP to actually one-shot. Range Minions does, in fact, have that. So he's making Scar last hit at turret, which is a really good power there. But Scar at 78 minions to Dyrus' 89, not that far behind. He's going to probably do a good job here still. You can see him kind of rushing. Riley's Crystal Scepter has the Giant's Belt already. The Gold Pretend coming in from the Heart of Gold as well. See Westrice making his way up. The team has looked like, yep, they're going to go for it. They've been clairvoyant, but they have a good position here.
Yeah. This looks like they could have it. They do have a teleport coming in from their teammate there as Dyrus as he comes in. They're going to be able to take this out nice and quick. I don't think they know that Dyrus is there, and he is about to walk into a 5-man fight here. Cicero absolutely going down the dazzles, and the gaze from Sion able to take him down. First blood goes to Dan Din, and that is going to be very nice for the jungler.
Yep, Epik did burn 2 flashes trying to chase down over the cliff onto Ezreal and onto Trundle. That did not amount to anything, but they did get that first blood. They did get the dragon. Very, very well played. Good start to Epik.
That was great. You know, Cicero goes in thinking that, you know, Sion may have back, but no, he walked into the Fog of War to teleport down bottom, and he walked into what was, he thought, possibly going to be his teammates helping him in a 3v fight, but it was a 5v1. And Dyrus now back up to his lane to keep soaking up that XP. Really doing a good job for himself and holding that lane. Scar is going to back and buy some items. Going to see what he gets real quick. Looks like he actually just bought a life belt. That's going to be great for him. A little bit of regen, regrowth pendant as well. Oh, very
so
nice.
Warmogs?
Yes, it looks like it.
Shen. I mean,
at Mongshen.
I can see it. Alright, let's see. Got the damage output coming around. Killing off these minions. Dyrus just auto-farming. Must love this game. All he does is stay top, kill minions all day. Sounds like my kind of play style.
But then you got to zoom in and focus on the person.
Yeah, then I have to like auto lock as well. So now I'm playing like Dyrus, guys. I got this. Observe it. This is actually Dyrus' point of view. Exactly. Actually, he plays with auto follow.
Good damage on the bottom turret from West Rice. He was able to get a few hits onto that. Wasting a good amount of his mana here. Looks like Cutie Pie coming in for a few auto attacks, but really just looking for his last hits. That CV is out in the bush. We'll go to mid here. It looks like Nocturne's trying to creep up. No, he just backed. What is Trundle doing? Only placing wards. No jungle invasion there. Nocturne shielding off, I believe, on the Rune Prism. No, he caught him. It could be Nocturne going down, but they did not get the pillar up in time. He is taking a good amount of damage. An ulti from both. Nocturne left with about 210 HP after that fight.
23 health after getting hit by Ezreal. Nice shot by Cutie Pie.
Great.
Almost.
Great barrage. All the way from bottom lane.
That was a nice shot. 100% nice shot.
Looks like we're going to have Cicero backing for, I believe, one of the first times. No, he did get himself a catalyst before. He just got his Tear the Goddess, though, and that's going to make Ryze a really beefy character. Beefy in the form that he's going to be able to do a lot of damage as he casts his abilities and gains more mana.
Yep, Crumbs jumping in on Jat again. Wow. Some good harassment damage here. Staying alive, but getting hit pretty hard by that Rabid Bite.
That bleed is deceiving. It'll definitely take a good amount of damage away if you get hit by it. You're going to stand there in the fight and still take auto attacks, especially with red buff. It's going to decrease your health quite a bit. He doesn't have it, but in the situation, it would. You're going to see Sion placing a ward. Very nice job. Dignitas continuing to keep their warding up as well. We can see one over by the Wraiths, as well as down in that bottom, keeping that bottom lane safe for farming if they would like to push out a little bit. They did get a dazzle onto Cutie Pie, and he does take a pilt over Peacemaker from West Rice. Not too much damage yet, though. Still looking to get a few more on that.
Indeed, so they're going to keep up on this one. A little bit of damage going off on both sides. Miguel is going to get hit again. The Q is down, though. The trap goes in. And wow, the push in from Ezreal is going to be a little bit scary. Ooh. He will dodge that. It's close.
Oh, Talon coming down from the back bush, but they have a ward there. Oh, he chooses to go up. He is not going to try to get him. He did not like the situation. Sona, I believe, with Crescendo, and that probably played through his head pretty quickly as you noticed they were backing up. Great choice there by Talon. Crumbs is going to go back into mid, fight off against Cicero, and top lane farming it out still. Let's go ahead and check. We got 118 on Shen, 130 on Dyrus. You know, that's a given. Dyrus has a shield. He's just going to be able to explode minion waves with that. So really, Scar is not too far behind.
Yeah, that's very true. He's only 10 minions down. That's really not a big deal. He's still last hitting. Of course, he has enough health regen that he's just kind of last hitting against those waves and, you know, getting his health back. He's actually tanking them. But of course, Dyrus still trying to push in. Has that shield primed. Going to push Scara down again, trying to get these minions a little bit lower. Wants to last hit them with the shield blow up, and gets a nice amount of gold from that.
Nocturne making his way through the jungle. Looks like he could, nope, going for blue, actually just spawned. Very nice timing there by Dan Din. We do see that Jat is down at his base. He actually just picked up his Wriggles, I believe, and a ward that he had from before, or just another ward so he can do a quick two-place and really give his team the assistance that they need with those wards. In the early game, it's really big. You know, if you can get that 2v1 situation, people don't have that much armor or magic resist yet, so those kills come a lot easier.
Dyrus definitely going to scare Scar a little bit. Did stun him out of that recall. He's going to go ahead and fall back. He's going to miss an entire minion wave of experience, which means Dyrus is going to shove in on this turret, and it could be really, really good for him. He's going to go for it. And he's going to back off. He's actually very afraid, doesn't want to get caught. He has some ward coverage, though. I'm surprised he's not playing more aggressively.
Yeah, he probably could have taken a few more hits onto that with the minions at least being 2 there. One took 2 shots and then the other. But, you know, he's got a big minion wave right here, and it's clear past the minion wave that has just spawned from Dignitas' base. So there goes possibly the first turret of the game. Actually, he's attacking quite slow. But, yeah, he will get it. Hits. Caster minions really helping him out there. And there it is, the first turret of the game. 150 global gold for the team.
Nice, yep.
Very nice job top lane. Dyrus winning his lane so far, and really going to help out his team there. A lot of people going to be able to finish some items now.
And there's the gank in on the Cicero, and they both jump in. He's taking a lot of damage. He's been feared, but he flashes out immediately after the fear and the silence ends. They actually stacked up a little bit there. The silence was lasting 1 second. The fear, not much longer than that. You can see it's, yeah, 1.5. And they got some good damage, but you can see he's already recalled. He's got no armor or MR just yet. He finally finishes Mercury Treads, but just has Tear and Catalyst. Another Sapphire Crystal, so he's not... he's probably going for a Glacial Shroud now, and the first item of that, of course, is a Sapphire Crystal, but still, no armor on him. It's going to be a little bit dangerous, being that squishy.
Yeah, you can see as that placement, as we said before in the earlier game, Locust playing that ward quite far out to make sure Nocturne can't ulti any closer than that. So a very nice placement there by Locust again. And we're going to see they're kind of baiting this. They're trying to go in. The ward is down. They don't have an Oracle. Does Sona have a pink? No, she does not. Laying out that one. And it looks like they will kind of contest this a little bit. The pillar goes up. Kind of a little bit of vision there. Let's see what they can do. Are they going to go for it? The CV is down. The teleport is coming in, and that is from Epik. Here comes Dyrus coming in. The shield has not been primed yet. There it is. Priming the shield up. Looking for Sona. So much damage from the gaze, and he is almost taking him out. The Piltover Peacemaker just making Sona, but she is taken out by the hands of Talon. Very nice job there by Skara. They are just taking everybody out right now. 3 have dropped for Dignitas, and it looks like they have only lost 2. Skara could go down here. He continues to go into the fight. Rise taking down Caitlyn as Scion turns around, dropping Shen. It looks like La Cicero will also go down, and we will have a team ace 18 minutes into the game. A little bit of a Baron fight right there, or Dragon fight rather, and it really came out in favor as Epik Dyrus coming down on the teleport was able to get his gaze off that, I believe, Q. Let me get the first part of that because I want to say it. Cryptic gaze. And during the crescendo, that was flying through the air and hit Sona. That was the absolute burst damage that she took. Very nice job on Talon to look to the side, just throw out a quick rake and take that kill. They did a very nice job of shutting that down, even though they were all within the crescendo.
Yeah, that was super, super close. I'm surprised it went so well for Epik because right off the bat, Dan got bursted. His face just dropped away. And
wow,
that's
Skara
a shame.
trying to find one. Will he be able to get it? Crumbs is forced to ulti, and Dan also forced to ulti to save his teammate and block the vision of, that was Talon. Or, Shen rather, Skara.
There's an Ezreal. It didn't hit anything though, but I saw it. And it almost killed someone. Okay, we're good. Dan in the middle of 4 champions though, has to be afraid. They are gonna get a turret out of this. This is really good for Dignitas. Yeah, they lost the Dragon last team fight, but hey, turrets are worth a lot too. And they've equalized that 1-to-1 on turrets, only 4,000 gold the difference. They can come back from this. 6-to-3 on kills.
Dan taking a little bit of damage there from Cutie Pie. Pretty good build. That Sheen and the BF sword really going to put out some damage on that next auto attack. The Sheen's going to proc that double damage for him. Let's see what they can put out here. Nocturne clearing out his wraiths. He's going to make sure he heads, probably placing a ward. Yep, placing a ward right there, making sure there will be no jungle invasion from that side. That's more of a counter ward rather than a ward they would really want to act on for a fight. However, it obviously plays in both ways. We're going to see Scion returning to his lane. Dyrus heading back top. Now has Blue able to put that shield and just Cryptic Gaze up as much as possible. Still warding that top. Looking at the wards being carried, as I've said before, Dignitas always carrying a bunch of wards. 2, 4, there is 7, 8 wards right now to the 1, 2, and they still have 5 wards on Epic's side. So again, everybody contributing, and it's helping out immensely for both teams.
Okay, and a quick update. Apparently I was told that the guys in CMAX were not here, or the game wasn't live for them at the beginning, so they didn't hear the beginning of this game. But for those who are wondering, this is, of course, the grand finals of the League of Legends tournament. Both these teams have come through and fought a lot of enemies to get there, but Dignitas, blue team, you can see the lineup here on the left-hand side of the screen. Shen, Rise, Sona, Trundle, and Ezreal. That is the Dignitas lineup. Epik Gamer taken on with Caitlyn, Scion, Nocturne, Talon, and Taric. You can see these guys come on through. This is the first game of the series. Epik came off of a very, very nail-biting 2-to-1 victory over Team Solo Mid, the last game being a full hour long, 59.5 minutes. Dignitas, meanwhile, had actually 2-0'd Counter Logic Gaming to get here. And they are kind of believed to be the favorite coming in. Both these teams have been very, very strong throughout this tournament. Epic, the only one to actually lose a map so far. You know, again, that 2-1 win over TSM. But right now, Epic seems to be in the lead, 5,000 gold up. They've got the kills, they've got the dragons. Turret's slightly in their favor as well.
Taking another turret right there. Sion still very aggressive in his lane push, but you can see Epic with very nice ward vision in the middle of the river. 1, 2, all the way up the river, so Sion knows from that maximum point that somebody is going to be coming towards him. There's the Nocturne ulti going down. They do have vision, and that's the ward I said probably wouldn't be an initiator, but it did come out to be one. Dan Din trying to use his ulti. That is now down again. Unfortunate there. Nice try on the Cicero. That would have been awesome to take down and grab that blue buff. That's really what they were focused on. And we're going to see Jack coming back now with the Cicero to give him a little help in mid. Can't really guard a turret 1-on-4, so he's going to need some help there, especially from that pillar to really help to get that lane pushed again.
Yeah, the team is coming by. Warmogs has been finished on Shen. He is stacking that up as he can. Ezreal comes out, crushes a lot of minions actually. A lot of damage coming out from that. Has the BF sword, a lot of pain coming out. Traps are down. Jat just takes them both. Says, I don't want my team to take trap damage. It's cool. I'll take him. We'll be all right. Kit comes out. Jat, again, taking it for the team. Doesn't care too much. Getting those heals from Sona.
Looks like they're all just kind of meandering around mid right now. This is really good by Epic. You know, they all know that they have the items that they need. They've gotten a few turrets up. They've been able to purchase those items. So they all went mid. Yeah, the bottom lane and the top lane are actually being farmed by Shen and another. But with that focus in mid, it actually had to pull Dignitas to that area because they couldn't just guard it with those 2 people against the 4. So really good mind games being played by Epic right now. They know exactly when they can push, put all 5 in mid, and pretty much orchestrate where they want Dignitas to go.
And we're just going to go through the builds real quick. Actually, I want to look at the Shen real fast because his passive damage from bonus health 140. So he's actually going to do 215 damage on his passive. And yeah, that's pretty painful. Every 8 seconds he deals a bunch of bonus damage. If you hit him, it refreshes faster. So if he taunts the team, he's going to get 2 bursts off, 400 damage plus his base damage. And he looks like he's going for either a Frozen Mallet or a Trinity Force, I'm hoping. And he's going to be pretty painful when he does that, so that could be interesting.
Heading back down. Let's see where the junglers are right now. It looks like Jat is coming out of his base. He does have red buff. A pretty good item build right there. It looks like, what is that?
What's Jat doing?
It looks like he's just kind of combining items right now. He does have an official item to go for, but it could pretty much be anything for him at this time. Maybe an Aegis?
This build, so it's partial Aegis and it's partial Spirit Visage.
All right,
like,
okay.
Kindle Gem plus MR
Kindle
is
Gem,
that, but...
I saw that, yeah, the Ruby Crystal, no mail though. You knew he built Aegis last game that he played with Trundle, so.
Yeah, it's just a good item. Aegis super underrated. I see a lot of teams not get it recently, but a lot of these guys are getting it, and it's such a smart choice.
So it looks like they have a good amount of their stuns / CCs in one area here. They are keeping Caitlyn with Taric. That's such a great advantage to have the Dazzle trap right there. Everybody loves Cupcake, so they're definitely going to pick it up. Crumbs now in mid, getting that rake on. Takes down the Siege, doing a lot of damage, just wiping that minion wave out. We are pretty far into this game now. 25 minutes. Everybody's... Oh, wow. Actually, I'm just looking at Crumbs. He's level 15. Who else? And 16. Yeah, wow. And they only have Shen on 15 on the other side. So right now they're definitely out-leveling Dignitas. That's a few dragons right there. And these turrets being taken down. Dyrus coming in again. And this is how every fight has been initiated so far. Dyrus on the teleport in. Can he get the Cryptic Gaze off and hit? The Ezreal ulti coming out a little bit early. Only hitting 2. Crescendo goes down. Can Dan Din make it out alive? No, he's forced into the bush and he goes down. 1 down for Epic now in this fight. 5v4 is the situation. And it just looks like Dignitas has full control over the view right now. They are in the bush, but Epic's still taking a lot of damage. They are thinking they are breaking line of sight, but it is not the case. Rise onto Caitlyn, but not before she can take down Trundle, and it is a great Cryptic Gaze and Shield Blast coming out of the hands of Sion right there. A huge fight continuing to go back and forth. Can he get the last hit on Sion?
The shield's
he wants
too
to
big.
Stay in it. The shield is just too much. He gets stunned up by the Dazzle, and he gets taken down. Epic turns that one around into their favor, and really Dignitas stayed alive for what was too long in there if Epic were really just to win the fight like that. They gave him too much chance, but it was a very nice job. They picked up a lot of crucial kills there, and Caitlyn was able to clean up a good amount before she died as well. So
yeah, that was super close. And now they know that the dragon is coming up. Dan is on his way down. He has not yet finished his Warbugs, but really wants to. It's going to help him a lot in these fights. He picks up a good number of assists. That's going to stack that really quickly. Going for it. Dyrus has the burst damage, but he's going to back off now. He's very, very low. Wants to be afraid, or should be afraid.
Dyrus on that less than it. I just looked at it right now, and it's 25 minutes, but he has a Rabadon's, and I'm sure he's had that for longer, or a few minutes earlier. Yeah, so that is huge potential, as well as that level 17, just doing so much damage. You're going to have a lot more abilities being built up and snowballed by level. Huge ulti coming in. True Shot Barrage just swiping through Dan.
Oh,
we got the taunt into the pillar. Very nice job. Team composition right there. That's how you do it. Pillar up right into the taunt. Very nice job between Scar and Jat, the rest of the team, to clean up that kill. And we are going to see full control over this blue buff. They take that out, possibly, and giving it to their Cicero. That's really where it should go. That blue buff required. Great donation. Clear up that. And denying resources. Great job. They really need to come out in this next fight, though. They are down by 7,000 gold. And I definitely just heard Azonia's?
Yeah, Dyrus Zonia's to pull aggro away from the lizard so that Crumbs can take it. I'm not saying it was the right choice, but it is a very Dyrus choice. #1 troll of all players. Oh dear. But yeah, so I mean, Dyrus is just too hilarious to watch. He's 5-0, 6 assists. But yeah, anyway, that fight earlier though, they got the dragon. It was an epic smite battle, and Dan did win it against Jat, so well played there. But for getting dragon, they lost a champion and they lost golem. And I think both those are things they could have avoided by not aggressing dragon too hard. And it's close. I don't know which one's necessarily better. If Dignitas capitalizes off that blue, you know, if they get a lot done because of Rise, and actually what's going to go to Shen here, you know, if that denial and steal of blue is going to actually win them a fight, then it's going to be worth it, because one more kill and it's for sure they're in better shape. But a dragon is better than a single champion kill, so they have to capitalize for it to be a better trade.
Dyrus looking to make it at least a little bit of a move here. They're saying, let's do this. They do have a ward, however, in that position. They're actually on top of each other from both teams there, so they have great vision of that area. Looks like a few people in mid. Tarek's going to go down and meet up with Caitlyn down there, try to get some frags down. Can they make it happen? Yeah, I said it. I had to.
Alright, well, Crumbs does have Last Whisper plus Brutalizer plus Hex Drinker. A lot of AD there. You can see he's at 219. Probably wants a Bloodthirst for the next draw. He already has the Lifesteal from the Vampiric Scepter. So he's, you know, some amount of gold away. He's got 709 only, so he's quite a while from getting that Bloodthirster.
Shen pushed out pretty far now. Not really worried about it. Really quite tanky, and he's just going to be able to taunt out of anything that comes at him. Looks like they could be pushing up a little bit here. Dan is going to grab his Wraiths. They are kind of just moving and milling around in mid. Not too much action has happened within the past few minutes. Everybody's just gathering resources, making sure the buffs are taken so the other team can't invade and do that, which we actually just saw Dignitas do to the blue. However, they were able to pick up their red, giving that to Crumbs, playing very well right now. Does have his Brutalizer, does have that Hex Drinker. That's really going to help him out, most likely with Rise as he gets down to that low health, trying to get away from the machine gun caster. And Rise can just keep putting that damage on you. That Hex Drinker is going to give him a nice shield for magic resistance as he's about to die. So great build there, and thinking about the other team as well.
Yeah, I'm just going through the items right now. Oh, there's a Caitlyn who's taking damage. That's what I get for looking at builds. Caitlyn's going to be not in great shape here. Cutie Pie tosses a Q out. Caitlyn will keep the turret alive. Looks like they will be okay. Goes through on Locust again.
Well, they got 3 coming around this. They do not have a ward in there. He's standing right next to the wall. Will they initiate on that? Cutie Pie's just going to wait, but I don't think he's going to like the situation when they see these come in. No, they go right for West Rice. Very nice job. Dan tries to cut out the vision, but he does not use his ultimate to get onto Cutie Pie. His Arcane Shift was down. I believe he does have Flash. And we see here the crescendo going out onto Talon. Talon could go down here. He does not. The Ignite wears off, and yes, he does with the final attack. But Dyrus teleports in once again. The shield is on, and this could be a very good fight for Epik, even though it is a 3v2 situation. Very good flash there. Here comes Nat coming in. The Dazzle and the Cryptic Gaze could shut anybody down in this situation. They're just too far behind. Dan making a little too much. A few damage here and there. Looks like that fight will not result in any more deaths, and they're only going to lose Talon out of that one. Very nice job. Caitlyn was taken down up top before that happened, so very nice, you know, positioning right there. A calm attack. Shen stood there, and Cutie Pie just waited perfect just to go right after Caitlyn when they focused onto him.
Very well played in this game so far. A lot of burst damage. That kill on Caitlyn was just freaking amazing coordination. Cutie Pie just getting stacked up, has a Bloodthirster, 40 stacks there, going for the Trinity Force, makes me happy, and Dyrus gonna head towards the top. Looks like that could be a Banshee's Veil, is the likely pickup off that Catalyst. Let's see, what does the Warmog stack? It's about a quarter of the way up. It's not too bad.
Oh, Atmos Shen, you were right.
Indeed, he's going to do a lot of damage here. Let's see what he's got.
So it looks like Caitlyn trying to get some fast damage down, not going for the Infinity Edge. She's going to go for the Bloodthirster and really rely on that headshot proc on the 7th shot. Also going for the Zeal, really getting a lot of more damage out of that attack speed, just like cooldowns for a mage, really helping them out. Throwing out the taunts. Let's see what they can do about this.
Apparently you belong in a museum.
Apparently.
I don't know if you're aware, but a museum is where you belong.
There we go. Good shots. Westrice rather, trying to get that poke damage down. Dyrus with the shield on, not really taking any damage. It didn't even affect him on that spell flux coming out of the hands of Rise. It looks like they will be able to clear this wave, and they will not initiate. Dragon should be coming up soon, and Epik really has this timing down.
Indeed, they're going to move on over. Oh, wow. They're really going to get Dragon this quickly. They got nice ward coverage. A minion gets a turret kill.
Wow. Oh, yeah, Shen's up there.
Shield full tanks and overload. Zero poking, Caitlyn goes off, and they're going to jump on a Cutie Pie. It's pretty crazy, but they're going to go for it. Logos immediately drops down. Dyrus still chasing in. Losi's going to get the Shen ult, and he's going to take a bit of damage, but here's Shen with a great taunt on like 4 champions. And the thing is, Dyrus, high cooldowns, can't really do anything to Jat, but there is Crumbs, and that is a very, very dead person right there. Shen Rise make it out, but it's still 5 versus 3, and they're going to steal red. Nice job there. Dragon is up as well. Very quick kill. Looks like Kate got that one, and she's nice and farmed.
Yeah, really great pressure, especially Crumbs being able to do and save his skills for that exact moment. I mean, you can just get into the fight and want to have to shun pull onto somebody, but really he waited until that was going to be a kill for him, and that gets him closer to that next, which was Ezreal, but it's really no use to chase Ezreal. He's an escape artist. So they had to turn around on that. They were able to pick up a kill there, a little bit extra money, global gold on this Dragon, especially the experience if you're surrounding it, and it's going to be really good for them here as they start to finish a lot of items. Scion finished Rabadons, the Warmogs on Nocturne. Hex Drinker, not really a huge full item, but he does have a Last Whisper and a Brutalizer, so that's going to be some pain right there.
Yeah, really good job. Losi's going to take this blue buff, going to do all right with that one. We can see the scoreboard. No one's really dead weight on either team, honestly. I mean, certainly Dyrus 5-0 and 8 doing some good work. Talon 4-2 and 8 has a lot of kills as well, but everyone's sort of holding their own, trying to do the best they can. We do have Shirley's Reverie already finished on Locust. That's a really big deal. Meanwhile, we see Tarek has not finished any. Actually, no, he's got Aegis, so that's really huge. These teams really do love getting their Aegis filled. Jat actually has not done that, but went for another Shirley's Reverie. We saw the extra kill gem picked up, so, you know, we saw the Spirit Visage was the grab. The other health crystal was to finish a Shirley's Reverie. He got another Kindle gem out of it, and so he's got very, very low cooldowns. You can see, actually, where is he? He might be close to maxed on that. I'm trying to look at, I mean, 15 right here on Shirelia's, 10 on Spirit Visage, so 25% off the cooldowns is pretty nice.
Moving through the jungle together, Dyrus coming out strong here. Oh, very nice job. The ward placement really helping out Jat there to just throw up a pillar and stop what would have been a series of dazzles and cryptic gazes from Dyrus and Nat. So we're going to see if they can continue to push here. Dyrus still going around the outside. He's going to push bottom lane, do what he can. See if he can farm that up and push it down to the turret. That'll be very helpful to get this split push going. Epik really has a good control over the map right now, and Dignitas they need to start placing their wards. They have 9 wards, or 8 wards rather, right now, and it looks like Dan Ding gets caught off guard, and he gets taken down quite quickly there. Rise able to take him out in the end. It looks like Caitlyn is going to have to caliber Nat out. 2 flashes have been used there, and they will just throw down a trap, turn around, the pillar goes down. Very nice job in the arcane shift, the extra damage being done that forces them back. They won't be able to guard this turret as much, but wait a minute, are they going to go for the Baron?
Oh, this is quite the comeback if they get it. They've got to be a little bit careful. It is a 5 versus 4. Baron will help them as well.
Wriggles, Bloodthirster, Trinity Force, they have the damage. They can get this down. They have Sona to kind of throw out some heals. They don't like the pressure they're being given right now. Smart move to back off of that. And Talon getting caught off, but does he live? He gets a shield. Almost. That Hex Drinker almost keeping him alive, but they just wanted him too bad. Dignitas too hungry for that kill, and they want this Baron even more. Let's see if they can get it. They can still be thwarted here. A Dazzle and a Cryptic Gaze can really shut this down. They have vision from that pillar. It's going to help them. They just took down the ward, so that they will not have vision. There it is. Going in, though. He's going to go for the Shield Blast. Will it go off? No, they killed his shield, going for Zhonya's, and it looks like they will be taken down. Most of the damage has been thwarted by Epik here, or from Epik, I should say. Dignitas is just going to have their way right now with this fight. Turn around and grab Baron. Nat runs right into the Pillar of Filth, not enjoying that situation one bit, and it looks like Westrice back up with Dan Din. If they can get like a CV, oh, they don't even have their CV up. I was going to say the ulti from Nocturne could come in. They're shutting down vision, but they also don't have vision of that area. Yes, they do now. Jat trying to take that ward out. Very nice job there. They can't do it. Trying the Dustbringer, doesn't take it out. No, he did not. I thought he actually stole it, but it was Shen teleporting to, or taunting him through the wall. Very nice job there by Dignitas to stay true on that Baron, winning 2 fights to get back to it, and then coming out with Baron on top, global gold, as well as experience and the Baron buff.
Yep, they brought that right back, and it was a couple of things happened there. It was, the early kill on Dan, they kind of jumped him. He stayed on that turret right here, and he got caught, and he died right there. Just barely Cicero doing enough damage to pick him down. And then as they went for Baron, they pushed back and forth, and Crumbs went for Rise again on Cicero right here. Flashed over the wall, Hextrigger went on, was not quite enough, and they got another kill that way, and then it was like, okay, well now it's 5v3, like this is probably the easiest Baron of our lives. And it was close by Epik. I think maybe Darius didn't break his shield quite in time. He tried, of course, and didn't quite deal the damage. It was close. We saw Locust get pretty low, but it just was not quite enough. And a great job by Dignitas to stay composed. Baron's hitting them the entire time. They're getting harassed by the enemy team. They're saying, okay, well, who's going to take the damage? Are we going to be okay? Let's keep on this. Let's be coordinated. Let's be safe. And they managed to take it. They got 4 kills or so in a row, and they took the Baron. It's just huge. It's huge for them.
Yeah, it really is. You don't want to lose that much if you're trying to contest the Baron. Really, it's just to deter the other team from doing it. It looks like we will have Skara pushing down here on bottom. He's going to utilize this Baron buff. But I think Dyrus and Dan Din coming down. We're going to see Skara start to back up here. Pretty good push in mid. They have 3 members of Dignitas pushing forward. Looks like they're going to go do some ward clearing. Locust will stick with the Cicero. Oh, no. They are placing wards in ward clearing. Wow. Multitasking.
Indeed. Looks like now the item build for Darius is going to be Lich Bait. He's got the Sheen so far. That's pretty much Trinity Force. It counts. Dan Din has his Warmogs, has a lot of MR now. He's finally itemized for tankiness, 160 armor, 190 magic resist. Atmos might be the next pickup now as he's kind of filled up his slots. And then he's going to go from there. Cleanse Sash and Force of Nature likely pickups afterwards.
Really? Scar's going to go down and contest here? Probably. No, he will not. He's going to turn around. He's going to go farm the minion wave. Yeah, you did see, Dyrus did see him coming down from the wards. It looks like they may be able to pinch Ezreal here. Goes down. He does have No, he switches on to Jat, and it looks like they will be able to get this one. They're not going to try to close that CV down. They can still see where they are. They have broken line of sight in the bush just outside of CV. Now, an ultimate not really wasted. They did push him off of that lane, and they will be able to be a little bit safer in their pushing as well. Yep.
They burned his flash as well. They blew 2 ults for that, but the cooldowns aren't that bad. Dan's only 73 seconds still left. Westrice is even shorter at 40. So that's actually not too bad. Jat's going to wait another 3.5 minutes to get his. So they've got a nice little window there without one of the melees having that flash.
Scary, scary Talon. Now with a Bloodthirster, that Blast Whisper, and a Brutalizer. The cooldowns really being helped out there. Definitely going for Merc Tread so he can get in and out of the fight easy with that Tenacity ability. It allows you to break CC a little bit easier. And we are going to have to see Dan Din here. And he's just going to hang out in the bush. I think his blue is going to spawn anytime soon. And maybe waiting for Sion to get pushed, possibly. Nah, he's just going to hang out and wait for Sion to get pushed. So they are actually getting pushed into their jungle. So maybe Dignitas knows that this the blue may actually come up for them. They're going way past the turrets, really overextending in this. Feel safe with Baron. I mean, if they can make it happen, they can make it happen. Cutie Pie going for the Essence Flux onto his team. That's going to give them increased attack speed. Not that they needed it at that point in time, but he's just helping out. Why not?
Yeah, Lethisa actually in really good state. Has the Spellvent book as well. Nice and tanky. No Void Staff yet, but that's fine. He's got to the Goddess. A lot of damage out that you can see. Plus 318 on his Overload from his mana bar. That is nice and happy.
Oh, wow.
And a Red Steel.
As I look around, we almost have 3 level 18s on Epik. We still have a level 15 on Locust side. The lowest for Epik is going to be Nat at 13, actually. So they have to be very careful with that. They do have a lot of the high characters, but if they can focus down that Tarek, not that you really want to in the beginning, he will actually take quite a bit of damage. He doesn't have that much defense on him. He does have the Aegis and the Heart of Gold for a little bit of HP, but he could get bursted down quite quickly and shut down the heal for his team.
Yeah, Crumb stacking his Bloodthirster, has it to 36 stacks, so he's close to filling it. Kills some more minions. Westeros actually stealing them from him. Actually misses the last hit anyway, so shame on you. Darius gonna recall. Does he have enough money for the Lichbane? That's gonna be actually a big deal if he can get it. 2,000 gold, that I think it's like 2,200 to finish Lichbane, so no, he doesn't have enough money to finish Lichbane. That's gonna make me sad. He could sell the Doran's Ring for it, so that would be worth it in my opinion. Give him some extra move speed, let him get into those fights a little bit better, and the giant burst damage is gonna be massive when he has like 500 ability power.
All right, so we got a Frozen Heart being built by Ryze. Very nice. That's definitely going to give him a nice amount of armor, as well as that mana. That's how you build Ryze. Keep building mana, doing more power. So we're going to have to see that Frozen Heart really playing an effect on Caitlyn, on Talon, and especially towards that Nocturne. Very good build there. It's going to assist the team throughout any team fights that we see in this upcoming battle. Looks like mid lane's being pushed here by 2. They're just going to let Talon get a few there. He's going to back off. Doesn't really have vision of the rest of the team. Epik doing a very nice job of actually, yeah, they're more warding their side. But Dignitas also warding as well, keeping that vision up for both teams. It's really a pivotal thing to have in this game. You can see Nat still placing wards for his team as he heads up towards that top and maybe going for a Baron one. Yep, there's 2 wards, even more being placed.
See what else these guys can do. Looking around at the item builds, Caitlyn actually nice and farmed. 600 damage in the Q. Ult hits for 1,100. If it'll hit the right target. Let's see what else these guys got. Not a Trinity Force build on Jad, actually. Looks like he's going to go for some more magic resist. Has the Atmas, but not really any giant health items. You know, Shirelia's and Spirit Visit is a little, but it's a very interesting build here on this Trundle. I've not really seen one like it. And, you know, the lack of Trinity Force, of course, makes me sad. See, Shen at least compensating has one. Yep, but there is the Force of Nature, has 1 more item to go. Probably a Randuin's, judging by the Heart of Gold. So he's almost full items right now. And that is a very, very deadly Skara. It's that passive hitting for 630. His Q for 230. And got a shield, got some dash. That ult's actually really powerful too. 800 point shield.
Dyrus just continuing to farm down bottom, continuing to push that lane. It looks like Jat's going to have to do something down there. A quick heal on to Cutie Pie, giving him a little bit of speed there, getting out of that situation. We'll see a setup here by Epik. They're going to be able to take down some wards. Dan Din with that Oracle. Really nice to have that, especially that's not on the support. A squishy character. Dan's going to stay alive for quite some time, so they'll be able to utilize that for at least the next 10-15 minutes unless he goes down in a fight.
Baron's back. This could be the reason for a battle soon now. Singed. Not on the map, but Dyrus playing Scion similarly. Does have similar teleport. Lots of ability power. Does have that Lichbane. 505 AP. Might get a new item soon. Let's see if he has the gold. 700 gold, not a lot, but you never know.
I think I just heard a teleport in rather than a teleport out. No, that was Scion teleporting
that
back.
Recall, yeah.
I believe. Yep, he still has his teleport as well as Shen.
Ooh, Jack could get caught. It's close. He's okay.
Pillar goes down. They're looking to clear out some wards here.
Shen's pretty much unkillable right now, and he's going to do a lot of damage here. He's got red buff. That's pretty massive, actually. He can just stick onto someone and make them hate their life.
Looking for, there it is, Locust. Locust has an Oracles for Dignitas. They are going to start creeping up that path towards Baron here. Crumbs, however, is going to back, so they may be in a scary position. Caitlyn, or Westrice rather, wanting to trap out there if anybody was in that bush. Could have gotten taken down, but he's got a double trap there. That's nice. They're going to try to avoid that one and go in the bush and break line of sight, actually walk into the other one. And looks like someone is going to do that for him. It's not going to be used in a chase or getaway. They do not know that ward is behind there, and they're getting converged down right now. They do have a Caitlyn above them. He's starting to go down. And here we go. A lot of damage going on to Baron. It is about half health right now, and it looks like they're going to be forced to back off. Very nice job as they move in.
And Shen is still side pushing. Of course, he can always ult into the fight. As long as he doesn't ult into someone who gets one-shotted, which Yeah, and here it is. He should ult on a Jat and they should go. There's the ult on. Jat taking a lot of damage. A nice little Zhonya's there. And the damage output is massive from everyone. And it's huge eyes. Looks like Jat has followed right now. Cutie Pie in the middle, getting jumped by Crumbs. But Crumbs now getting danced. Could drop down to Cicero. We see up in the middle, Dyrus chasing people around. Crumbs actually still alive, but gets bursted now. Finally, Cutie Pie still at half health. Westfire jumps to the wall, but Ho has to be afraid of Shen. Flashes back over. This is looking really good, I think, for Dignitas. Getting chased now by Nocturne. Q goes in. Cutie Pie getting low, but Shen actually still has the ult. Saves him. Now Dan in the middle, getting low. Flashes out.
Wow.
Scar now at a half health. That when taking a lot of damage as well. Dyrus in the front and still not dying, but 2 for 1. Actually, wow, that actually went in the favor of Epik. Cutie Pie getting low. Dyrus getting caught. A lot of damage here onto Dyrus. He's getting lower and lower. Scar could fall as well. Almost no health. Cicero picks that one up. Now Dan not in a good place. One more shot. He's going to make it out. Now Win getting low, and now West Race has made it up, but a Q hits him. One more shot. Ezreal lives. And there it is. Cutie Pie picks it up.
Wow.
Dan with no health. 3 alive, and they're going to take Baron.
They're going to have to do a lot of damage this quick. They do have Ezreal. He's going to be able to put out a lot, as well as they're pretty much going to heal from this. And at least Ezreal will.
Yep. Yeah, Scar's going to take it low. He's going to spam out as well. Has low cooldowns. Cutie Pie actually jumps over. He knows his team's okay. He's actually looking for Dan and doesn't find him, and that is a kill. Nice
and
job.
He got the Baron. That's nice.
Sona and Trundle revived in time as well, so they all have the buff. A great fight right there from Dignitas. Now the gold actually is only tied now. That Epik had built such a great early game advantage that now it's tied after an amazing team fight and a second Baron. So, well, now they get the Dragon. Now they're going to get themselves ahead some more. But that was, I mean, it's still extremely close. Dan coming down, has Oracles now, took that over from Nat, who had dropped down his Taric.
There we go, grabbing up Dragon. Dan Din trying to go down and at least contest that, but nothing coming of it. Looks like he's just going to go back into the jungle, gather up what he can from his jungle creeps. Continue to do it. Going to check on some builds here. Very nice for Caitlyn. Infinity Edge and Bloodthirster. That's going to hurt a lot, especially on the crits. As you said, the ultimate doing 1100 damage. The auto attack, once you get a headshot, can be up to 600 or 1600 damage. It's really pretty painful. You don't want to stand in Caitlyn's range for too long, and unfortunately, that's quite a long range. We're going to see all the members of Dignitas now coming out of base, getting their items, refreshing the mana and HP on their fountain with this Baron buff. A little bit of a Shirelia's Reverie there on Cutie Pie and Jat. They're moving quite quickly here. They want to get to these minions, clear them out before they can get to their minions. That means they'll have a lot more time to take shots at this turret.
Yep, Jat doing a good job pushing out on this. Ezreal's poking them down as well. And Dignitas really taking control of this map right now. They've got pretty good ward coverage. You can see they've actually got some invasion wards here. Not a lot of vision for Epik, unfortunately for them. Let's see if they can turn this one around. They've lost the last few fights. They started out so strong early on. But certainly, Sion is nice and farmed. Can do a lot of damage here, but his long cooldown nature means in these longer fights, he's starting to fall off a little bit and has no real attack damage presence. You know, that ultimate gives him a lot of attack speed. The E gives him some nice attack damage. He's certainly swinging pretty hard at 180, so he's not really killing people. There's no crit there. There's no giant jump of attack speed outside of the ultimate, which only lasts, well, actually 20 seconds is a lot. So, I mean, Dyrus should actually be a decent consistent damage presence, unless there's a giant armor stack on the Dignitas team.
CV in middle. They're gonna just mill around
Double
that area
Warmogs.
Right now. No way.
Double Warmogs on Shen. That's a lot of health.
That's 4,600 HP. That's quite a bit. Let's see how much damage that Dyrus does. He doesn't even really want to mess with this right now. He's like, I just want to see. Come back. I just want to see. That's all he's saying. Lich Bane is up, so that would be a nice hit right there. It looks like they're kind of contesting this turret in the middle here. Traps are going down. Caitlyn's laying out some cupcakes. That's really going to stop them from being able to initiate on that turret quickly and aggressively. Simple things like that can really help your team out.
Yep.
Dyrus going back in the lane, giving Skara a shift 4.
Yep. Let's see what they can do with this. Dan gonna just kind of mill back and forth. Does have his Warmog stuff, has Atlas as well, so Dan's gonna be a threat as well. Crumbs, of course, still in there. Some nice spam going off. Looks like he's gonna be on the Jat. He's gonna back off though. Locust doing a good job sustaining his team. Has a spell vamp revolver as well, so soon the spell vamp book's gonna be in. Cutie Pie does take that turret. Good job there by Dignitas. Wow. Still pushing through with that Baron buff, sustaining quite nicely. Of course, Skara still very abusive at that bottom lane and has to make Sion defend against him. And of course, he can always ult into the fight, so great play so far.
Looks like Dignitas really picking this one up in their favor, doing a great job. Ezreal still throwing out that Essence Flux. If any fights begin to happen, he's going to be able to give his team that attack speed. As I said before, Dyrus forced to go bottom and at least show Scarra that he is there, and you cannot continue to push this lane. He's going to go gather with his team. It looks like they've overextended their stay. They're going to go ahead and back out of this one, possibly grabbing the buffs, and possibly they are going to. Cutie Pie picking that one up for himself. They're actually going to go right back into this fight. No reason to waste Baron here. They actually are out of Baron as of now.
Okay, so they got 3 minutes till the respawn on Baron. It's going to be around 53 minutes. Westerice running away. Whoa, good flash. Gets away from Scarra. Scarra had burned flash for that as well, so it's an equal trade there. Scarra actually utility spam. He's actually got a low cooldown flash, so if you're curious about the masteries, put a utility for him. Let's see what these guys can do. Westerice
hugging the outside of that wall.
Taking some damage. Actually, there's Nocturne taking a bit of pain, but he's going to be all right. He is pretty much full tank. Pushing through. Crumbs nearby. Pillar comes down. Of filth. Getting it right for the first time of the night.
Just saying.
Just saying. I looked at the name.
A little bit of Cryptic Gaze onto Jat. He did take some shield damage, but you can see all that HP just soaking it up. He's going to be able to give himself that back as well. Wriggle sustain there. And he will be moving down towards that mid lane. He's going to get mid lane pushed up. Again, Scarra pushing that bottom lane. And Caitlyn with the ulti out.
2 minutes on the cool there, so you can kind of do that whenever he wants for the most part.
Yeah.
Crumb's going to head... I wanted to say Scarra because he was the one who was playing Talon before, but it's Crumb's doing it. Double Bloodthirster, plus 27 on each. Going to be doing a lot of damage here. Scarra is taking some damage here, actually. Pretty good chase. But, you know, he's going to be all right. Got a lot of health regen, of course.
Hex Drinker, double Bloodthirster, tons of armor penetration. A little bit of defense is definitely going to be what he's building next. He does have the Hex Drinker, though, so that's going to give him some defense, but more at the end of his life and not really a position he wants to be in.
Yes, indeed. So let's see what Scarra is up to. 360 minions. Has most of a full build. 1,200 gold still stored up. Could be a Cleanse Sash. It's almost pretty much you can just sell the Drone's Blade, get the Cleanse Sash right away. He actually might need that because of all the aggression he's been having from Scarra. The heavy damage from the taunt and the pressure. Looks like Kate's going to head over and picks that one up. Nice job. Thirster is full stacked.
Yeah, looks like she's got some elixirs as well. Is that a combination? I think that's just a green one.
No, it's both.
That's it.
It is.
Yes, indeed it is. Red and green, attack damage, attack speed, and more crit. What more can you ask for?
Indeed.
See Caitlyn back.
Spamming.
We're going to get a purchase in. Oh, Negatron Cloak. Very smart by Westerice. A little bit of survivability now in lane. He has a Bloodthirster, an Infinity Edge. That Bloodthirster is fully stacked as well. And that Phantom Dancer and the Last Whisper. He doesn't really have to worry about doing any more damage. His headshots will do that for him. With his ultimate, he can really worry about building that defense now. And at 52 minutes, I think it's a good time to do that.
Yep, so Trinity Force is on Ezreal. See Trundle still finishing up his build. Now has Aegis for the last item. It's weird, it's a bunch of 2,000 gold items. He has no like heavy high tier build here from Jat, but it's working quite well. He's been very disruptive, been very useful to his team. Does have the most deaths on the team at 4, but he's been very helpful so far. Drops wards, does good damage, 450 damage crits. Westerice hitting pretty hard. Cutie Pie almost lands that red buff shot. And then nearby, they could go for a team fight soon. Crumbs on the right-hand side, Jat nearby.
Wow.
See if they can kill anyone.
So much damage from Westerice. Oh, wow. They're going to have to focus him right away. It's so hard because you have Talon jumping all over. Dan Din breaking your line of sight. The end game team of Epik seems very scary right now, especially if they were to get this next Baron. 2 Oracles on the side of Dignitas, and it looks like we will have this baited out. Sion versus Shen bottom. They both have teleport to get to their team at any point in time. They're going to take down this ward, so they won't be able to teleport to that. Shen can do Stand United and get to his team right away. We're going to have to see what happens. Looks like Dyrus is trying to teleport at this time to get into the team fight. He does come in. He's a little far behind. The Cryptic Gaze coming out. Who's he going to hit? So much damage onto Locust. Can he focus that out? Talon coming in with his ultimate doing huge damage. Sona falls. Nocturne able to take down Trundle, and Jat will not be able to help his team. Caitlyn falls, and they exactly went in order after the correct people. Able to shut down Dignitas at this fight. A very nice job there. They really traded the kills. 2 for 3 right now. The Cicero and Cutie Pie stand alive, but there goes Scarra, and it will not be good for him. Only leaving Cutie Pie all alive by himself, and before I said the Cicero was alive, that was Scarra. Fell, as we just saw, and it looks like Nocturne and Nat are going to make it out alive on that one. An intense fight at Baron. Nobody was really giving up. Dyrus, even if the crescendo, again, got it off onto Locust. they were able to get that Sona out of there and do some good damage.
And thankfully they have a mini wave as well, so they're just pushing through mid really hard. They've still got a long time with these respawns. They're going to get an inhibitor out of this. Ezreal making a great play, pushing top. No one's arriving for another 25 seconds, so, you know, yeah, they'll get an inhibitor, but he'll get a turret and maybe the inhib as well. Look at that damage output, so massive. Takes one down, and still no one is stopping him. They're going to send Dyrus back in the recall, but he actually might trade inhib. 12 seconds still. Honestly, he can do this.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage. He is hitting that pretty hard, and he actually is going to back off. I don't know if he has flash up. He does have flash, and I could definitely see Dyrus using that to take out Cutie Pie. It's going to be so much damage. Cutie Pie with 0 mitigation, except for that Hex Drinker, so it is going to help that AP from Sion, but I think he would burst right through it with his build right now. Void Staff, Deathfire Grass, Rabadon, Lichbane, Deathfire Grass. Oh, wait, wow, it switched. His Deathfire Grass turned into Sork Boots, and Azonia's Hourglass.
Full build from Dyrus. There's nothing else he could really buy here. He is in good shape. 770 ability power. His frontal burst is massive. Let's see. So, Deathfire Grasp, 30% of the current health, and 3.5 times 7 is 24-ish. So, does half your current health in magic damage. His stun's going to deal 1,000. His shield's going to deal 1,000. He's going to Lichbane proc for 900, and swing it about twice per second. Sounds fun. Good luck.
He also has full elixir, and I believe Talon does too. No, he just went for the red-green. Caitlyn coming out of base with a Banshee's Veil now. She went for that purchase instead of the red-green herself. Getting that extra armor from Taric being around. This entire team really wants to stay around him. That is a huge reason they also came out in that fight. We haven't been pointing out Taric enough. I said it in the beginning, Taric's ulti now has AP to it, so he's giving AD and AP to his team as well as running around and doing damage himself. And he wants to be in the middle of that fight to smash down with his ultimate now that it does damage. And here we go.
It's all you. Go for it.
Going down onto Cicero. Could we get it? No, the fear goes down onto Jack. Jack goes down very fast for a Trundle. Focused down by 5. A very good kill there. Epik really doing some forceful things, and it looks like they will start to head for Baron right in the vision of Dignitas, but I don't think they can do anything about it.
It's going to be difficult. They're without the jungler, so they can't hope to smite steal. They can't hope to out-team fight them. That is possible. Ezreal looks like he's going for a last item, Infinity Edge. They're going to start milling on through. They do see them.
Crumbs up to full health.
Oh, wow. Dandin's in the front. Lucifer taking a bit of damage, but has been Shen ulted, but still getting bursted on. Dyrus in the middle has Zonia's. Now he's back up on a Cutie Pie. Oh my gosh, the damage output. He is dropped down. Crumb's chasing down. He will die to Losi, but Dandin's still chasing that one. Will pick that one up. Looks like Singed. Not Singed. I keep saying Singed. Sion going to be all right. Westrice makes it over the wall. Cutie Pie running away. And again, it's Cutie Pie, last one alive. But gets caught by Dyrus. Good escape there.
His shield was just about to go off, and that probably would have wiped out Cutie Pie.
Oh, yeah. 1,000 damage.
Oh, no.
Oh, he misses it. He's going to recall. You're so dead. You're incredibly
Oh,
dead.
he's got him. Wow.
Gone.
Dyrus playing a game of cat and mouse with Cutie Pie, and he comes out on top. Very nice job pursuing that, being very persistent, getting himself a kill. And we're going to see a blue buff being taken here. Gonna go ahead, probably throw that to Caitlyn for the cooldown and the ultimate. So much damage that Westrice is able to put out right now. Hey, Jat, here you go. I could care less. I have blue. Tons of damage onto the turret, and he is actually tanking it from that attack, but they are able to take it down quite quickly. Huge minion wave bottom, a nice one coming into mid, and they're actually taking some damage here. Not yet on the Nexus turret, since Dignitas did just get a minion spawn, but they will be taking damage soon. Looks like Epik has free reign over the map right now with that Baron buff.
Yep. So with 0 health items, Dyrus has 3,500 HP. Thank you very much, Sion's E. It's going to get him nice and beefy. So he's got 470 minions, so the longer this goes on, I mean, Dyrus could theoretically, if the game goes on forever, get infinite health and be unkillable. I don't see that happening. I'm just saying, you know, at some point, Atmos might be the best item in the game. Crumb's running around. Wow. Triple Bloodthirster. Hello. That's a cute build. Of course, he did just die, so he's actually down 120 damage where he could be in the near future. He's going to go ahead and just drop these down. Still has that Yomu's Ghost Blade. 1,700 damage crit from Westrice says thanks. I'm going to take that one. Does have the Phantom Dancer, is rocking a bunch of elixirs. Blue buff, red buff. Nasty from those boots. In pretty good shape. Dandin. Let's see what else he wants to buy. Well, he's actually pretty full. Oh, he buys Starks for his team. That is a smart choice right there. Does have that one bottom. He saw that Jat did in fact sell his Wriggles for a Warmogs. Skara, I think he just might not have any items to buy anymore because he has 1,700 gold, 22,000 total, double Warmogs. Oh no, it is actually Blood Razor. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought Ezreal would have went for a Infinity Edge, but He actually went Blood Razor here.
Wow.
And they're going to catch
up with Dan Din in the bush by Wraith. They'll be able to take out Dan Din. No, he jumps out of that one, pretty much saving himself, initiating a new fight. Could get out alive here. Talon is forced to ult. He flashes back over, goes straight for Cutie Pie. He gets a huge shield from Shen coming in to stand united, stays alive. They cannot seem to find him there. Talon gets out. Oh, no, Talon goes down by Rise. Skara going down. He falls after helping his team. It's going to be Nocturne falling down. Looks like Sona grabbing up on that kill spree. Caitlyn coming up with 2 kills. You do not want to get shot in the face with 1,700 damage. And she is just walking around back and forth. Quadra kill from Westrice.
Quadra kill from Westrice. Locust makes it out. Wow. That's some damage output.
This is definitely probably GG for these guys. There's way too much damage coming in. They have a 2 super minion wave behind them. Unfortunately, we're going to have to see what Dignitas can do next game. Fortunately for Epik, they are quite pleased with their performance here. And at one point in this game, I thought that Dignitas absolutely turned this one around. But, you know, a huge amount of damage. Westrice getting very, very fed in this game. Getting that damage and the attack speed out. 1,700 crits, not much you can do about that.
Wow, 60 minutes in total. Game. Epik, their second hour-long game in a row. And that's just game 1. That's just game 1. I was actually like, wait, is this series over? Because I felt like I was casting forever. And I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure this is... Oh, man. There's a lot of LOL ahead of us. I'm excited for it. Oh, man. Continuing to drink my amp, get myself awake throughout the night, because... a lot more games to go.
That was awesome. Great job coming out there. Caitlyn in the end. Westrice positioning himself very well. Dyrus coming in at 3 times. It was almost like mirrored. It happened over and over. Otis would mirrored. The same thing was happening. That he teleported into the dragon fight and then it wiped out Dignitas. That hurt him a lot. Those dragons that they were able to get was just so huge. And then end game, there's not much you can do versus that much HP and that much damage. And Shen was really, really healthy, but he doesn't output as much damage as Dyrus did. So it kind of, kind of evens out that, they have a lot of health, but if you can't output the damage, they're just going to be running around, not really proving useful.
Yeah, Shen was more disruptive and Shen was more consistent damage. The double Warmog's Atma's build, high DPS on the auto attacks. Certainly the 500 damage burst on the passive is quite nice. Trinity Force in there as well. He's much more consistent damage. He's much more, toss a Q, hit a guy, toss a Q, hit a guy. That's good damage from doing that. It's really, really powerful. But Dyrus was like, and Deathfire Gas Shield stun you. And dude would just lose 5,000 health. But I'm surprised they actually managed to kill Skara, because that's pretty ridiculous. But I think a lot of that was probably the Deathfire Grasp coming out there. I mean, every time I saw him die, I was like, really? They killed? Jeez. But some of that was actually Caitlyn. We saw there was the one push down where Skara taunted down towards the bottom, found a bunch of people, and Westrice was just like, oh, I'm sniping you from 500 range, which is no longer really sniping, but worked quite well. That's rather impressive. Triple Bloodthirster Crumbs did die quite a bit, got a lot of assists. Of course, the AoE burst was so nice, and you saw Locust just started gating deaths really quickly. He has, 0 durability items, had no resists built up at all, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 resists. Had a little bit of plus health with Shirley's Reverie gives 330, Heart of Gold gives 250. So yeah, probably about 2,400 health. If his W is on, it's 40 armor MR, but he had no other durability gains there. And realistically, unless he ruined and mastered for it, I mean, he died a lot every fight. We saw the one right by Baron. Crumbs jumped in and basically one-shot Locust, and that happened a couple of times. And that really is going to hurt you a little bit. You're going to want to start trying to build tanks. Look, I understand that I need to buy some boards, but I'm going to get one-shotted. I'm useful being in the fight. And I think he should have transitioned a little bit more towards tankiness and let someone else offload the Oracle's duty, namely Scar, for example, kind of ran out of item slots there. And I think that could have been a slightly better play. But overall, a great game. Game 2 going to be coming up. Epik up 1-0 in the grand finals. Commercial break, and we'll be back shortly.